This is Dabu 7, and it begins. FedGov launches. And this is a platform that they'll be reaching out to everyday Americans that lean on the government for support. And they'll be saying, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that if you want to get any more benefits from us from here. A lot of this is going to tie into downloading digital wallets. It's just going to be some new app or some new wallet that someone's going to download since they used crypto to get everyone softened up to all this. And no, this is not the CBDC. We've known that the whole time. Well, they're gaslighting people by coming out and saying, this is not the CBDC. It has no connection to it, which it doesn't at the moment because the CBDC is not launched and it's not full-fledged. But this is the ledger tracking system that will track and it will record every single transaction that happens.
Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. All praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem, and in the name Yahushai, we get the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful egg preaching word and truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord well, with another video to edify. And there you have it. Prophecy is coming to pass, man. Prophecy is moving forward. Right? These are things you're supposed to keep your eye on. I'm going to start off with this. It's Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. And now, yeah, they use a thing called gradualism. Right? So this is a system to basically pull them closer to being able to implement the ultimate goal, which is what? The mark of the beast, the RFID technology, which is going to be coupled in with this whole FedNow launch with the CBDC, right? The new currency that they're going to pull out, right? And soon it's going to be coupled in with that chip. These are just systems that they're gradually pulling out, and they're moving pretty quick with these systems, right? They're moving very quick with these systems. The scriptures tell you, except the Lord shorten the times, there should no flesh be saved. And it tells you Revelation, what is that? Let me get it, man. You know what? Revelation 12 and 12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the world, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? These devils know exactly that their time is short, that things are moving forward. So what? They're moving forward with their plans to try to break them. Remember, you had, when Trump was in office, they called it what? Operation Warp Speed. The prophecies are going to speed up, and now you have these things coming out. The scriptures tell you you're supposed to compare. Let me get this spiritual. This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 13. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. So the spiritual things that are being compared with spiritual things are what? Aspects of prophecy that can build into each other for that end goal of what? The prophecy is being fulfilled. So this whole new FedNow system is going into that, right? Now here it is, they're launching this thing at the same time, and this is going to be the reaction of many people, right? This dude, this is a yellow freight worker, goes off after he finds out he no longer has a pension after working 30 years, and he paid into that pension.
Fucking job! It ain't you! It's these motherfuckers right here! It's the motherfuckers on the top! But now we gotta do this shit again! We gotta do this shit again! And nobody tell me, and nobody here tell me why I get emotional, why we talk like this. That's why I'm fucking mad.
See, they took everything from him because what? Because he was in a company. He put all that trust in him. He put money into the company. That's what those pensions are for. It's basically the company. You provide the money to the company to be able to trade and try to make extra money off of. And at the end of that time frame, you get to reap that pension when you're ready to retire, right? And this is what's wrong with people, because they put all this trust in this place, and it's gonna end up taking everything from them. It's gonna end up taking everything from them, and this is why the scriptures tell you, right? Stir you not treasures, right? Let me see. This is Matthew 6:19. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves do not break in and steal." Right? So a lot of people that trust in this whole banking system, that trust in the American dollar and trust in the way of this world, where they start freezing people's bank accounts like they were doing in China, like they did with the Silicon Valley bank collapse, right? A lot of people lost a lot of shit. A lot of people lost money. Right? You have big $1 million companies basically become insolvent, right? And get foreclosed on because they were only insured up to $250,000. So when this system launches, remember the scriptures tell you in Revelation 13, right? Because people are going to want to hold on to whatever they got. Revelation 13 and 16, it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond." Right? See, there's nobody that's going to be exempt for that. Just because you have money isn't going to take you out of the way of having to sit here and face this decision to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And because this whole FedNow system is the new ledger system, it's a complete tracking and tracing of where all money and goods go. And this is why they consistently pull out information about what global warming, diminishing crop yields, how there's not enough resources to go around for all the people, right? So they set up the system in order to justify the action of taking everybody's goods, in order to keep everybody from hoarding up too much for themselves and leaving other people out. Never in American history how these people really give a fuck about the poor. Because if they did, when the so-called Latinos came into America and worked their asses off and still was living in the hood, they would have had a problem with it. Right? These fucking heathen don't give a fuck about the poor. Right? He's only sitting there looking for a way to cast people down. And this is that system that he's going to use to help do that. All right, so this is something to keep on your radar. The scriptures tell you, right? Let me get this glory search. All right. This is Proverbs 25:2. It says, "It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing," right? And these things have been concealed. Remember, the scriptures tell you that the Lord spoke in similitudes and dark sayings and parables, right? So these things were concealed. It wasn't given in a plain way for everybody to get. It says, but the honor of kings to search out a matter. See, you have to be in a king state mind to be able to search these things out, because this is what the Lord set up. Right? So you have to always be in it. You got to always have your mind towards the prophecy. That's why it says in Sirach 39:1, it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High," right, and is occupied, Salakia, in the meditation thereof, right? You have to be occupied in the meditation, meaning you got to constantly think on these scriptures. You got to constantly look at what's happening in the world and then you go back to the scriptures and say, oh man, the Lord wrote all these things. That's what happens. It says, the we'll seek out the ancients of all Salakia, we'll seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecies. So that's where our occupation needs to be. Remember, the Lord said the one thing that you should covet to do is prophesy. And for you to be able to do that, you got to have these scriptures. The Spirit of the Lord has to be working with you, chiefly. Right? You got to have these scriptures. You got to always keep your eye on the prize, man. But this is what's happening right now. Right? The whole ledger system. And after that, what? We'll see what happens next. But that market of beast, that whole new digital currency, that's coming. Shalom.